While we've all fallen in love with the adorable dog families in Bluey, there's something fascinating missing from their world. In a show filled with all kinds of animals, from birds to lizards, our feline friends are mysteriously absent. But what if I told you this wasn't just a random choice? What if there's something much deeper going on in the world of Bluey that explains this incredible mystery? Theory number 1, the Great Animal Evolution Mystery. Let's start with something absolutely fascinating that most viewers have completely missed about the evolutionary history of Bluey's world. In the episode Cinema, we get our first major clue about how their society actually works. When Bluey goes to watch a movie about Chunky Chimp, we see something incredible. The movie features characters that look like monkeys, but they're clearly different from the regular animals we see in Bluey's world. Here's where things get mind-blowing. This isn't just a random detail, but rather a crucial piece of evidence about their world's evolutionary path. Think about it. Throughout the series, we see dogs of all breeds living and working together in a highly evolved society. But where are all the other evolved animals? The answer might lie in something most viewers have completely overlooked. In Bandit's archaeology office, we can see a prehistoric drawing showing an ancient dog standing upright, holding what appears to be a cat. But pay attention to something absolutely incredible about this image. The cat isn't depicted as an equal or companion, but rather, this single piece of evidence could reveal everything about why cats remain unevolved in their world. But wait, there's something even more fascinating about this evolutionary theory. Have you noticed how, in the episode Socks, we see that young puppies like Bluey's cousin actually walk on all fours and behave more like regular dogs? This incredible detail suggests that their evolution is still ongoing. It's as if we're watching the process of dogs becoming more humanoid with each generation, while other animals, including cats, remain in their primitive state. The evidence becomes even more compelling when we look at episodes like The Creek and Camping. In these episodes, we see various wild animals behaving exactly like they do in our world. Insects crawling normally, and even a whale behaving like a regular marine mammal. But here's what makes this absolutely mind-blowing. In the episode Shops, Bluey and her friends clearly know what cats are and can even pretend to be them. This tells us something incredible. Cats definitely exist in their world, but they're stuck in their non-evolved state. Theory number 2, the geographic distribution theory. Now, get ready for something that will blow your mind about how Bluey's world might actually be organized. What if the reason we don't see evolved cats in Brisbane, but because they live somewhere else entirely? This theory gets absolutely fascinating when we start looking at the global hints scattered throughout the series. In the episode Takeaway, we see Bandit and the girls at a Chinese restaurant, which gives us our first hint that other cultures exist in their world. But have you noticed something incredible about this scene? The restaurant staff are also dogs, but they're clearly from a different cultural background. But what if they're not the only evolved species out there? Think about this mind-blowing possibility. What if different evolved species dominated different parts of the world? We see evidence for this theory in several episodes. In movies, when they watch international films, we see hints of other civilizations. The Chunky Chimp franchise could be coming from a monkey-dominated region in Asia. The popular pony shows the kids love might be produced in a horse-civilized America. And all those cat-themed products and shows, they could be coming from a cat-evolved Japan. But here's something even more fascinating that most viewers have missed. In dance mode, when international performers are advertised, they're always shown in silhouette or from a distance. In markets, we see products from around the world, but never their markets. Could this be deliberately hiding the fact that other evolved species exist in different parts of the world? The theory gets even more incredible when we look at how the show handles international communication. Notice how, in episodes featuring phones or video calls, what if this is because each species has developed its own separate civilization, with limited interaction between them? But here's something absolutely mind-blowing that adds another layer to this theory. Pay attention to how international trade works in their world. We see products from different cultures, but they're always brought in by dog merchants. Even more fascinating, in Chinese shop,
forget the spring rolls. Let's just get out of here.
Bandit gives vague answers about faraway places. Theory number 3, the hidden post-apocalyptic truth. Now, get ready for our most mind-blowing theory yet. What if the reason we don't see cats or other evolved animals isn't about evolution or geography at all? What if it's because of something much more dramatic that happened in their past? This theory suggests that Bluey's world might be built on the remains of a previous civilization, possibly even our human world. Let's look at some absolutely fascinating evidence that most viewers have completely overlooked. Remember Bandit's job as an archaeologist? In his office, we see something incredible. Artifacts and drawings that hint at a much more complex history. The ancient bones he studies, the mysterious artifacts, and even the way their cities are built all suggest they're living in a world that came after something else. But here's where it gets really interesting.
Note the derived morphology of the femur. It's pronounced.
He mentions they're from the first dog to walk on 2 legs. This incredible detail raises so many questions. Why would they need to specify this if all animals evolved together? Unless they didn't. What if dogs were the only species that managed to evolve after whatever catastrophic event changed their world? The evidence becomes even more compelling when we look at the technology in their world. Have you noticed how everything seems perfectly adapted for dogs, yet somehow familiar to us? Their cars, their phones, their houses. It's all surprisingly similar to human technology, just modified for dog use. What if they didn't develop this technology from scratch, but rather adapted it from what was left behind? Think about these fascinating details we see throughout the series. The way they maintain similar social structures to human society, their use of human-like technology, and most importantly, the mysterious absence of any mention of what came before their civilization. In the creek, when they're exploring nature, Bandit makes a cryptic comment.
Dunno, it's a creek. You just sort of muck around.
Could this be a subtle reference to the great change that transformed their world? Theory number 4, the cultural dominance dynamic. Now, let's explore our final and perhaps most controversial theory. What if the absence of evolved cats in Bluey's world isn't about natural evolution or geography, but rather about cultural and social dominance? This theory suggests something absolutely fascinating about the power dynamics in their world. Look at how the show presents different species throughout the series. Dogs aren't just the main characters. They're the ones who run everything. They're the doctors, teachers, business owners, and government workers. But here's what makes this mind-blowing. We never see this power structure being established or explained. It's just accepted as natural, which suggests something deeper about their society's history. The evidence becomes more incredible when we examine episodes like Army, where we see Rusty's dad in a military uniform. This shows us that dogs don't just control civilian life, they also control the military and defense forces. But what are they defending against? Could there be tensions with other evolved species we haven't seen? Here's something absolutely fascinating that most viewers have missed. In episodes featuring media or entertainment, like movies or library, we only see dog-centric content being prominently displayed. Other species, when they appear at all, are always shown in subordinate or primitive roles. Even in the children's books we see in library, cats and other animals are portrayed as pets or wild creatures, never as equals. But wait, there's something even more compelling. In the episode Neighbors, when we see different families living in close proximity,
Into my reading area.
despite their different breeds and backgrounds. This suggests that even with all their diversity, dogs have maintained a specific social order that excludes other potentially evolved species. What do you think about these theories? Which one seems most likely to you? Could there be elements of truth in all of them? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating theories about your favorite show.